Hello, welcome to Terabyte. My name is Shaurya and today I will be reviewing the new iPad 11 Gen from Apple. Now this is the latest budget iPad from Apple for the year 2025 and let me tell you, it is fantastic. I have been using it for a while now and it is the fastest iPad I have ever used. In this video, I'll be covering the specs, the features, the price and whether you should buy this or not. So I bought this iPad more than a month ago and let me tell you, it is just amazing. It has great value for money and if you are looking to buy this iPad, go ahead. So I bought this iPad for about 34,999 rupees, which is almost 35,000 rupees. So I have the iPad over here in the blue color and I also have it in the pink color. This iPad comes in 4 colors, which is blue, pink, yellow and silver, which I do not have. Now this iPad is also compatible with the Apple Pencil first generation, which I also bought for 9,500 rupees, and the Apple Pencil USB-C. We'll be talking about that too also in this video. So on the front of the iPad, you can see the blue color. We have the mic over here and the camera. And we also have the Apple logo. Now, on the bottom side, we have 2 speaker grills. Although there are only 2 speakers in this iPad, but there are 4 grills. There's only 1 speaker, but we have 2 grills over here. And the USB-C charging port. On the right side, we have the volume buttons and nothing else. On the top side again, we have 2 speaker grills and the power/touch ID button. On the left side, we have the connector pins for the Apple Smart Folio keyboard. This iPad also has Touch ID, and on the front over here, we have a beautiful 11-inch screen, which is a non-laminated display. If you don't know what a non-laminated display is, that there's a gap between the glass and the actual display. So if you look from the sides, we can see a little bit of gap over here, as you can see. And on the front, we also have the camera over here with another mic. The camera has been moved horizontally instead of vertically, starting from the iPad 10th Gen. So this iPad is not exactly called the iPad 11th generation by Apple, instead the iPad A16, because it houses the A16 chip inside of it. So here we have the iPad. It's a beautiful iPad with Touch ID, but I'm just going to enter my passcode instead. Yeah. So as you can see, it's a beautiful iPad, and and this iPad comes with a 128 GB of storage and 6 GB of RAM base. It does not and 6 GB of RAM in the base model, although it does not support Apple Intelligence, as there's a minimum requirement of 8 GB RAM to support Apple Intelligence. If you want a model that supports Apple Intelligence, you can go for the iPad Air or the iPad Pro. But I highly recommend buying this model, as Apple Intelligence is of no use yet. It uses ChatGPT, which you can easily download on the iPad. As you can see, I have also downloaded it. So over here, as you can see, the storage, we have 128 GB of storage, and iPad OS uses a little bit of storage, but considering that I have downloaded some games and many apps on this iPad, I still have almost 78 GB of storage still left, which is a lot. Especially considering that the iPad 10th generation, it came with 64 GB storage space. This has the double amount of storage and its price is also very less. The last iPad, the 10th generation, it was for 44,999 instead of 34,999. So there's a 10,000 rupees cheap. Plus it's better since you have the A16 chip instead of the A14 chip, and you also have 128 GB of storage instead of 64 GB, and you have 6 GB of RAM instead of 4 GB. So if you're a student looking for an iPad, you can go for this iPad, no doubt. And if you're a student and you can avail the GST discount, you can get this iPad for as low as 25,000 rupees. And if you're getting it for that price, forget all Android tablets and go for this iPad, because you'll get a 4,000 rupee bank discount. and you'll also get a discount with if you can avail GST and also a student ID card. Personally, for me, I didn't get the discount, so I bought this for full price for 35,000. And I have also bought Apple Care for this iPad, which is a must if you're buying an iPad. And if you're looking for note taking, Apple provides 2 Apple Pencil options with this iPad. Up first, we have the Apple Pencil USB-C, which I do not have. This Apple Pencil, it does not have pressure sensitivity or tilt sensitivity. And if you want those features, if you're an artist who is just starting, because if you're a professional artist, you cannot use this. Well, you can use it, but you will find a little bit of gap between the screen. As I said, it's a non-laminated display, so that is a bit on the downside. So this is the iPad that we're looking for. As you can see, I have it in blue color, which is a gorgeous color, and the beautiful pink color. And it is also available in yellow and silver. So as you can see, the base storage is now 128 GB instead of the 64 GB from the iPad 10 Gen. If you want the base Wi-Fi version, which I have over here, it will cost you 35,000. Whereas if you want the cellular, where you can get data and incorporate a SIM card inside, it will cost you 50,000. And it's not worth it upgrading to cellular unless and until you live somewhere where you don't have Wi-Fi. Because for me personally, I have a great Wi-Fi connection at home, and wherever I don't have Wi-Fi, I use my phone's hotspot. This iPad, so we also have the Apple Pencil available with this iPad. As I said, we have 2 options: the USB-C. The USB-C iPad also sticks to the right side of the iPad magnetically, whereas the Apple Pencil first generation, which I have over here, does not. So this USB-C Apple Pencil, it sticks, and you have to charge it via USB-C using the Apple Pencil's cable, whereas this, you have to use the adapter, and you have to plug the adapter into this, and then you have to use the cable, which I will show you later. And also the cap on this can be easily lost, so if you buy this, just please be careful of the cap. So the USB-C Apple Pencil is primarily focused for students who just need to use note-taking and do not require the features of tilt sensitivity and pressure sensitivity. And it also comes at a cheaper cost, because the USB-C Apple Pencil will cost you 8,000 rupees, whereas this one will cost you almost 10,000 rupees, the one I have here. And the first generation, as I said, 9,500 bucks. That's almost a 10,000 bucks, which is not cheap. And because the third-party styluses, they don't offer pressure sensitivity and tilt sensitivity for the iPad. So this is the only option you've got, in my opinion, and this is the best option you should get. The Apple Pencil, you have the Apple quality, and the charging time is just great. If I charge it for just 15 seconds, I can use it for from half an hour to an hour, and it takes just 15 to 20 minutes to charge from 0 to 100%, and then I can use this pencil for 8 to 12 hours for me, and I don't use it that much, so 8 to 12 hours for me is like a week or a month even. Now this iPad also comes with the Apple Magic Keyboard Folio, which I have not purchased, as this I think is a waste of money, because this will cost you 25,000 rupees. As much as you can get this iPad on the discount for 25,000 rupees. That much is for just a keyboard, a regular normal keyboard. And if you're buying this iPad, just listen to my opinion, do not purchase this keyboard. It is not worth it. You can get good third-party keyboards, and plus this keyboard, it does not offer the Magic Keyboard style, where as if the iPad looks as it's floating. For this keyboard, you need to put it on a desk. You can't use it on a lap, and it comes in 2 pieces. As you can see, you can't stand it up like without a desk. And you have great options from ESR, by the way, which is not sponsored, where you can get the Magic Keyboard style, which is a floating, for just 8,000 rupees, which is a fraction of the cost of this, and it is much worth it. And if you're getting this iPad, please, actually, I'll add the Apple Pencil first generation, because this was my original cost. And if you're buying this iPad, please get the Apple Care Plus, as it gives you unlimited repairs for accidental damage, and it gives you Apple certified service and support, pickup and delivery service. If your iPad is damaged and you don't have the time or you don't have the availability right now, let's say go to the Apple store or the service center, you can get the pickup service where someone will come pick the iPad up, and once it's done repairing or serviced, they will also drop it to you. And the Apple Care Plus not only includes the protection for an iPad, but also for the Apple original accessories that you buy. Like for this Apple Pencil, let's say if I drop it now and it breaks, I can get it replaced, because I have purchased Apple Care Plus, which is a much because it's only 6,900 rupees, and for that you're getting coverage for your iPad for 2 years. Yes, this cannot be renewed again. This is only for a term of 2 years. But in that, let's say if I break this iPad, or let's say I break the screen, I can go to Apple and I will get it repaired for a very minimal cost instead of paying the full cost. This was the total cost that I got, 51,300 for this iPad, for an iPad, the Apple Care Plus, and the iPad 4th edition. And also this, and same for the pink one, because with this iPad also we had purchased Apple Care Plus and the Apple Pencil. Now this iPad is also very smooth. As you can see, I will open many apps. Life, Asphalt, it will not hang, Freeform, Photo Booth. Even when many apps are open in the background, this thing still just flourishes. I'll even open PUBG, Spotify. Now as you can see, many apps are open in the background, but it is still running very smooth without any noticeable lag. The battery life on this iPad is also very good. It takes around 2 to 3 hours to charge it from 0 to 100%, and it will last you for a good 7 to 10 hours depending on your usage. If you're continuously watching movies or something, this iPad will be the 0 to 100. It will go down in 3 to 4 hours. From my personal experience, since I got this on the 12th of April and today is the 18th of May. So I've been using it for more than a month, and it is worth it. Now this iPad is not compatible with the Apple Pencil 2nd generation or the Apple Pencil Pro. As I said, the only two options are the Apple Pencil 1st generation or the USB-C. But these both are great options. If you're an artist, if you're just starting, you can use this iPad. It's a pretty good option. And you can get the Apple Pencil 1st generation. You will have no problem, no issues with this. And as you can see, I've also purchased Procreate for this iPad, and I've also done many drawings, a little bit of abstract, transformers, a little bit of this, that, and it's pretty good at doing that, because I myself am not an artist. I bought this iPad for just light bit of drawing, designing sort of, and mostly media usage content. This iPad is very good for browsing the web, watching videos, editing. It can easily handle 4K videos. I will be editing this video on the iPad itself. And this iPad, it is and now if you're asking when to upgrade, if you have an iPad 9th gen, it's your choice, because the 9th gen iPad, it does not have the updated design. It still has the home button, the big bezels, the small camera, and the old Apple design. If you want the new design, then upgrade to this, the iPad 11th generation. The only difference between the iPad 10th generation and 11th generation is that the 10th generation had iPad written over here and nothing else. The rest all are hardware differences, as I said, about the RAM, storage, and chip. But cosmetic differences, the iPad, in terms of looks, it is absolutely the same. The color shades exactly the same, the box exactly the same. Nothing is different, except that this iPad does not have iPad written over here, which for me looks more premium than the iPad badging over here. Now if you want to use a keyboard with this iPad, if you purchase a third party one, I recommend ESR or also Typecase. Those two are pretty good. You can get it for less than 10,000 rupees, and it is more functional and better than the Apple's original. But they will be connected by Bluetooth, and you'll have to charge it separately. This iPad, however, but over here, as you can see, I had mentioned the connector pins over here. The use for this is if you connect the keyboard. The Apple original keyboard, it connects via the connector pins, and it uses the iPad's battery. It does not have its own battery. It runs on the iPad's battery. And the performance of this iPad is just very smooth. I have played many games on it. Not PUBG, I'm sorry, BGMI, Minecraft. It runs very smoothly, and Minecraft especially very smoothly if you connect it with a DualShock 4 any controller. I personally have a DualShock 4 controller, so it runs very, very smooth with it. Now the final verdict would be of mine would be, you have to purchase this iPad. It is just an insane deal. For 35,000 rupees, you're getting an Apple device with the A16 chip, which is a really powerful chip for now, because this is the only iPad with the A series chips. This is the only iPad except the iPad mini with the I'm really sorry, with the A series chip. This has the A16, whereas the iPad mini, which is more expensive than this, it has the A17 Pro chip. While the iPad Air and the iPad Pro, they have the M series chips such as the M3 or the M4 chip. But if you're an artist, then it is your choice, because as I said, there's a non-laminated display, so you will have a bit of an issue. And this display is also very glossy and it catches fingerprints. Now I'm really sorry, you might not be able to see over here because I have used a paper-like screen protector. Now, sorry. Now considering Apple, this iPad is also pretty good, because in the box itself you get the Apple original charger, which is a 20-watt charger with a really high quality long braided cable. And along with the iPad, that is it, you get in the box, you get the iPad itself, the charger and the documentation, nothing else. Now the Apple Pencil, you have to purchase it separately for 9,500, which is a downside, because considering other tablets, let's say Samsung, they have the Samsung S Pen included in the box, so you don't have to purchase it. And plus, even if you lose the pen or you need a new pen, the Samsung pen only costs around 4,000 rupees, whereas this costs 9,500 rupees. And if you have a higher version of the iPad, let's say the iPad Air or the iPad Pro, that pencil is expensive, and that is around 12,000. Now, as I said, for the charging, this pencil does not charge magnetically, nor can this go inside the iPad, because the iPad has a USB-C port, whereas this is Lightning port, so it will not go. If you try it, you will break your iPad. So with that, in the box, with the newer in the box, you do get the adapter, the USB-C to Lightning adapter in the box itself. But if you have an Apple Pencil from before, let's say you had an iPad 9 Gen and you had purchased the Apple Pencil with that, and you're using the same one, you will have to purchase the adapter, because when the new 10 Gen iPad released 3 years ago, that is when Apple started including the adapters in the box. Before that, it was not included, and you have to buy this separate for 900 rupees. Now for charging, let me show you. Over here there's a dot, you connect it over here, and you put this cable over here, the USB-C cable. And please be careful for this. If you lose it, you're not going to get a replacement from Apple. And we can either directly plug this into a socket and it will charge. As you can see, 64% charging. Now the charging is really fast over here. I'm just going to keep it over here for a good minute or two, and till then, and you can also charge this pencil if you take this cable, and if you connect it to the iPad, the pencil will charge from the iPad's battery. Now for the iPad, I have also purchased a case. I have not bought the iPad, Apple's original Smart Folio, which is very expensive, and it is not worth it, because the Smart Folio, it does not cover all the sides. The sides of the iPad are completely, except this side, are completely unprotected. If you drop your iPad, you're gonna break it. The case is very slim though, but it only protects the back, and the front. And it's also the case, just a case. It costs 8,500 rupees, which is not worth it. You can buy another case which protects all the sides, and that will be way better. And I myself have purchased a third-party case, because the Apple original case does not even have the holder for the Apple Pencil. So if you have the magnetic Apple Pencil, the USB-C one, it's great, you can stick it. But for this one, it does not stick magnetically to the iPad, so you will have to figure something else out if you have bought that case. And now regarding the cameras, both are 12 megapixel cameras, and this camera also supports face tracking. So if you are using FaceTime, let me demonstrate. And also the Apple Pencil, look, it's already at 73%. That is almost a 10% charge in less than a minute. Now if you're on FaceTime, just a second please. camera, it tracks you automatically. As you can see, the camera, it tracks me automatically, which is a great feature, a must feature. If you're on video calls, on FaceTime with a family or someone else work related, it's a great feature. You will always be the center of the frame. So now that's all for this video. So if you are buying this iPad, do not buy this if you already have the iPad 10th generation or the previous generation iPad Air or iPad Pro. It will be a downgrade from the iPad Air or iPad Pro, whether it be the previous generation. And from the 10th generation, it won't be a downgrade, but it's not worth it, since if you are facing storage issues, since I mentioned the 10th generation had 64 GB of base storage, you can purchase iCloud storage or you can purchase an external hard drive. And the differences between the A14 chip and the A16 chip are not that much. Well, let's say if I open a game, for example BGMI, this will be, let's say, 2 to 4 seconds more faster in opening the game. So that's it. So it's not worth buying if you have an iPad 10th generation. But if you have an iPad 9th generation, it's your choice, because I would not personally recommend it. You can still wait another year or two, and if another iPad launches, or just save up money and buy an iPad Air. But this base one is more worth than the iPad Air for me personally, because the iPad Air, it supports the Apple Pencil Pro, but that is if you're an artist. If you're not, then this is all you need. And comparing to other Android tablets, as we said now, the other Android tablets, they have laminated displays and they are much more slimmer, but they are Android. This is Apple, so that's just something to say. I don't need to say anything more than that. Apple will give you more performance. The iPad OS is much stable, and this is currently running on iPad OS 18, which is the same as similar to iOS 18. This iPad OS 18 has also given the introduction of the calculator, which I'll be showing you, and as you can see, the iPad has already come up to 85%. And as you can see, the calculator, we also have a math notes feature, which is available on all iPad models. So the calculator, and it's also a scribble, as you can see. Boom. Oh, I'm sorry. As you can see, I write anything here. Boom. Now you can see, welcome to maths notes. So let's say I write 78 minus 62 equals. It will automatically give the answer in my handwriting. As you can see, it's very similar. Now I'll write 78 into 78 minus 21 equal 6063. So those are the features for note taking. It's good because personally I write notes every day on this iPad. Not notes exactly, I write a diary on this iPad. And this is a thing to note, that when I write the diary, the file is really long because it's my entire month's diary. The right side and the bottom side of the iPad overheats. I've taken it to the service center one time, and they said that it happens with iPad. It's a bug with the Notes app, but it's fine. They said to reset the iPad, which I have not done yet. So that was it for this video. I highly recommend buying this iPad, and if you're able to avail the GST benefit and the student discount, please go for it, because this is the best tablet in the segment. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe, click the bell icon, as I will be uploading more videos, and also please follow me on Instagram at Terabyte. Thank you.